Hello friends, welcome to Round of 64 Playoffs. One of the last few matches we have, actually, not many left. Hogstench and Snot Knockaz against Gdaynick and his Underworld. I was supposed to be here with Shadora, who abandoned me because he's tired, apparently. But I am also here with Fiction. Hello, Fiction. Well, he's in the channel anyway, not saying anything yet. Big O versus REBBL. Hogstench is from REBBL 9E, one of the divisions that I was doing sports reporting for, so I'm a little bit biased in my cast here, so I apologize for that ahead of time. But Hogstench is from the divisions I was covering, so I'm going to have to, you know, support him a little bit. Fiction is having issues with Discord and this sound, so hopefully he'll get in here shortly. But he's currently unable to speak, sadly. I think hopefully we'll get that fixed momentarily for you guys. But this is a disgusting Underworld team. Because look at that troll. He's got tentacles. Tentacles and claw. And tentacles is the greatest. Tentacles on trolls is the greatest like animation in this game. I mean, look at that thing. It's amazing. But on top of that, we've got pretty standard, you know, Mighty Blow Claw. Skaven Blitzer. Although Shredder is a hero. Look at this monster. Horns, claw, piling on, mighty blow, tackle. Gross. Not a bad thrower with dodge, block, two heads, leader, and foul appearance. Wrestle Skaven lineman. Big hand, two heads, goblin. That's a good goblin. Hogstench, on the other hand, we've picked up... here, let's find out what the kickoff is, and then maybe I'll talk about Hogstench for a second. Changing weather, nice. Nothing to write home about. We've got a couple guard pieces sticking around. We've got this guy who's probably... we got a Mighty Blow Tackle on this Blitzer, who I imagine is probably going to be pretty critical in this matchup. Along with Vorg Dechapa, also Mighty Blow Tackle, but with Jump Up. We've got a Mighty Blow piling on. The Tackle, I think, is going to matter against the dodge that exists here. He also subscribes to the School of Orc Throwers with Trogdor Daburpinator. Here comes a blitz. Just a push, though. Yeah, this is a pretty serious ball carrier. Blodge, short hands, foul appearance, two heads. You know, about as annoying as you can get to, like, actually knock over. Nothing exciting on the blitz yet. But we still have two goblin hits that we have to worry about. This one is likely to be the only one that actually does anything. Underworld is such a cool team. Like, I have a lot of respect for Underworld coaches. I don't think I'd ever do very well at piloting them, but man, they're such a cool team. I think they're an awesome team. I really like the idea behind it. Any team where Skaven linemen are positional is a team I can get behind. Similarly, if Chaos Pact ever shows up, having or Chaos Renegades or whatever, having Dark Elf linemen as positionals is kind of funny. I'm supposed to have a co-caster. But I am missing a third if you want to be involved, Iron Adept. Shadora was supposed to be here with me, but he just got back from Japan like today, and he's literally falling asleep in his chair, so I told him he could take the day off. Fiction is also here, but Fiction is having mic problems, so I'm not sure if he's trying to work that out. Oh, told you we'd see some damage from this Mighty Blow Blitzer here. There's the first injury of the match. Raphael 3 goes down. Just a badly hurt. So nothing too serious. Here comes the pickup. All good. Nice and safe. end the turn up a player. He does have a bench of goblins, so after a touchdown or whatever, we're probably going to be fine, but it's 0.1. You're welcome to. I mean, if the background noise is too bad, I can yell at you. It's fine. Now, what are we going to see from Gdaynick here? Oh. Sorry about that. I forgot to close my Facebook Messenger. In fact, that's Shadora saying thank you for letting him off the hook. What do we do here? I mean, well, you find your one blitz with your killer piece, right? You've got a pretty obvious target in this lineman, or this lineman. They're both out front and available. Downside is they're not really that important. They're both skillless. But it's a free, like, Mighty Blow piling on claw hit that you can take on an armor 9 piece, so it's probably worth it. Going for the 3 die with horns. So I see we get the blitz on Poops da Butt Stench. It's just a stun. So do we see... yep. Hold down that piling on button. Remains a stun, though. And the way that he's positioned his players for this assist means that it's very unlikely that we're going to be able to get a foul on Shredder, thankfully.
Hello, hello.
There we go. Have a friend. Welcome, Iron Master.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. Yeah, like on the one hand, I really want Underworld to win because Underworld and that's cool. But on the other hand, I've got to cheer for my boy Hogstench because he's coming from one of the divisions that I was doing sports reporting for.
I mean, personally, I'm just going to go for Underworld because, I mean, whoever can get to playoff with Underworld just deserves a medal in itself.
I mean, I agree with you, but I got to believe in Hogstench. Just because I covered him all season. I gotta give my support to him.
Yep, you just got the bias and you can't get rid of it. I got you.
Yep. All right, so we're back over to Hogstench now. We don't have any. I feel like we're going to see a lot of the similar play from both sides. In that every turn the goblins are going to just sort of dodge out from any orc tackle zones and stuff. Orcs are going to hit one guy and try to injure them. And move up a bit. Then on the goblin or on the Underworld turn, they're going to hit one guy and back up a bit. We're going to see a lot of one blitz per turn type turns here. Battle of the two killers. Armor 7 versus Claw, I guess.
It's going to be play around the troll and the killer and try to only let one of them hit you at a time.
Yeah.
And then try to kill every goblin that's out there. Like, I believe that tackle Mighty Blow guy is just going to aim for every unskilled goblin and just try to remove.
That's what I would be doing if I was Hogstench. I'd be hitting a goblin every turn that I had the opportunity to. Anybody you can hit with Armor 7 with Mighty Blow is a big deal. But you've got to be careful.
It's looking like he's going for the Line Rat, that's Strength 4, which I personally actually don't hate.
No, it's also
it's just that he's going to have to base up the troll and stuff.
The tackle is mostly irrelevant, but the strength 4 is useful, and it's also armor 7. So like the only thing you're gaining over or losing over hitting a goblin is the stunty, but it's arguably a slightly more important piece.
Yeah, that I would say the strength 4 is going to be huge in this. That it's going to be hitting black orcs potentially, and you really don't want that when they're your control piece.
Yeah, the scariest piece is Shredder for sure, but if Gdaynick does well protecting him, which I'm sure he has a lot of practice at this point, he'll probably get some work done with him.
The orc coach is just doing the big cage around your ball carrier and hit stuff routine.
Surprise, orcs.
And you never see this, man. You never do. It's so irregular. Though he's at least going to change it up by starting to get down a sideline, which I feel is not going to be the Orcs' strong suit.
No, it is worth noting that Hogstench has a bribe. He has a bribe in this matchup, so fouling is an option, but he only has like 2 unskilled linemen that he's probably willing to foul with. and one of them is currently stunned. So I imagine this is going to be a save the bride and save the foul for like a very opportune moment type thing. If you can get a good foul on Shredder, you take that absolutely. Or on the foul appearance, blodged leader, 2 heads, ridiculous skill thrower.
Wait, where exactly is he hitting though? Is he hitting the thrower?
Not that thrower, but he's hitting a thrower.
I mean, it's fair because it's another strength 3 positional, but I think the way he was set up was more to go after the strength 4 piece. I guess now he's trying to guard it.
Yeah. Debates the piling on and elects not to take it, which I agree with.
I disagree with that.
He would have been kind of exposed. He had no other players to move, so it would have been pretty easy for the Underworld to get a foul on him. Although he doesn't have many. He has 1 goblin that I guess that he could foul with.
I mean, I'm mostly of the thought of if you're getting rid of that, you're getting rid of the strength 3. And the faster you remove that, there's less fodder to even protect your storm vermin and such.
That's true. He is concentrated on one side of the field pretty well. That, like, on the one hand, you're playing towards your strengths with the guard and the armor 9. With only 1 or 2 claw players, you're minimizing like good hits pretty well. The downside is you can kind of get surrounded, and you're going to run out of options really fast. Like, he's heavily committing to this line of play here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Gdaynick's probably just going to be focusing a couple of orcs right here. Like, I think there's still a shot even with Claw Mighty Blow on that blitzer that's pylon. Yeah, it's not the best shot actually.
Yeah, well, there is one. Well, he can do it. He can do it with Shredder without too much difficulty because horns. But the downside is he's then going to have to protect him afterwards.
Yeah, it's just there's no movement to back out of it.
Yeah. Yeah, so we like to go after the exposed linemen. And I think this is why Hogstench is sort of grabbing all his players and shoving them together, is anytime there's one guy often is lonesome, he's getting Claw Mighty Blood.
Yeah, it's really fair, and he's really doing a good job on making sure it's something not valuable that's getting hit here. As you can see, like, he's putting his guard right together and then, like, a block on the inside. Normally you want your guard on the inside, but it's actually really affecting a lot more right where it is. And he stayed away from the troll. So now I guess the troll's going to be just kind of going in front somewhere. And I would guess putting tentacles on something.
Oh, you got tentacles. You should use it. He can put the troll on one of the Tackle Mighty Blow players, which might be useful just in terms of tying him up. Although he'll be pretty easy to get punched by a Black Orc next turn if he does so. But the Tackle Mighty Blow blitzers are going to be massive in this matchup, removing goblins. And like has been said, every goblin you remove is one less fodder piece to protect those important Strength 3 positionals. So I feel like the Tackle Mighty Blow is really big.
Plus, I'm going to point out, we already have 1 injured, and there's only a bench of 2 on this Underworld team, which I feel is a bit low. So if he's ripping through that, he might just get to the reserves and then finally chew into the team number.
Yeah, it is low, but he also was giving up inducements to this Orc team. So more bench would make that worse. So it's difficult to fault him for that.
It's still just, it can go really badly really quickly, depending on how removals work out.
Yeah. He's still got his strength 4 linemen based up against a Black Orc, so there's a hit there, and then I imagine we blitz one of these. What I would do probably is blitz one of these 2 goblins that are easily exposed, and then you can kind of move more towards the center, considering you only have 2 players that are actually based up against anything, and you're not really making a whole lot of forward progress here. You could blitz off Rat King the second, I guess, and then sort of potato down the side, but you're not going to get very far because it's a movement 5 thrower.
Yeah, no. I feel like moving back to the center and hitting Lord Frieza is the call here. You're not going to be going forward is the only problem with it. Or I guess it's just not far forward. You might get a couple squares.
No, but you are getting a likely another removal, which if you do removes the goblin or the Underworld bench, and from then on every removal is a permanent removal, really. because
assuming it's Kaz, of course.
well, yeah, but every Kaz, I guess I should say, but essentially currently there's a bench of 1 because the bench of 2 is being reduced by the 1 casualty. Yep, here comes the Goblin Blitz. You could have made that a 3-die.
I do like the angle of it. He could have made it a 3-die, but he's wanting to move the lineman, which I actually like because he's going to be a front cage corner.
Yeah, this frees up more players.
Especially if that was a knockdown.
Depends on how you want to play this, I guess, right? If you're aiming for maximum damage, you make it a 3-die. If you're aiming for forward progress, you just take the 2-die and a push is good enough.
Yeah, the Snot Knockaz has to start making its movement forward. Like, it's good to go after some hits on turns 1 and 2, but this is where you have to cross your LOS.
Yeah, especially if you're planning on continuing to hold it on the thrower. Movement 5 is just really slow. Tackle on the Goblin is nice because that's not a 2-heads Goblin, so that's a 3+ that he's going to...
Yeah, it's a 3+ or else you get a good hit.
Yep. The 2-heads Goblin
also
is less useful to base up like that because it's a 2+ anyway.
Yep. I was also going to say the Tackle Mighty Blow pieces are both 2 SVP off, so they're really going to be wanting to gun for Goblins.
That's true. I didn't even notice that. Not that like fishing for SPP should be your main goal in a playoff match, but it's certainly a nice bonus.
I feel like there's a call for it, especially when you're going into new next games, and those guys can pick up really useful skills like guard and pile on for the other.
There's a trade-off to be had for sure. I mean, you wouldn't make greedy plays that you would consider doing in the regular season for SPP, but it might change your line of reasoning with who you blitz with or whatever when you know you're 1 Kaz away from a level.
Yeah, you might go slightly suboptimal, but not like throwing the game for it.
Yeah, we're not doing like vanity passes to try and level up 2 players at once kind of deal.
Oh, don't talk about that.
So screening off his ball carrier rather than going with a traditional cage. Downside is pretty easy for the 2-heads Goblins to get through if they want to. Upside is it doesn't really matter if they do. They're not going to accomplish anything, so it's not a play that Gdaynick is going to take. So you feel pretty confident as Hogstench and leaving your ball carrier there.
I think Gdaynick's just happy that he didn't go forward.
Yeah,
he's just going to be able to re-screen.
Yeah, where he's just going to be screening up every turn while taking 1 blitz on an exposed player. The fact that he's horns is such a big deal that you don't need to also dedicate somebody to assisting as long as you're blitzing not black orcs. You know, any line orc is you've got a free 2-die blitz with block against no block with 0 assists anywhere, and then you just run away after the blitz. Right?
I could easily see this troll taking a hit, and then the horns guy taking a hit on the block bob.
Yeah,
not piling on, but at least taking the hit.
Looks like we're going to. He's making this a 3 dice for the troll.
I feel like you should probably move a couple players first, just to at least have a.
Oh, I imagine he will. But he's got the 3 dice set up. If he was going to blitz that guy with Shredder, he would have done it earlier. So I imagine we see the block with the troll. We're gonna see the other 5 players, screening up a little bit somewhere.
I just think I would have switched the thrower positions. I wouldn't have moved the first one as the assist. I would move the blodge one, so he's not as likely to get hit when he's one of your rerolls.
That is he's less likely to get hit, but if he does get hit and goes down, it's bad because he hasn't. That's the leader one. He's less likely to get punched, but he's more likely to have something bad happen if he does get punched.
Because right here, it's just going to look like he's going to move a black orc over there, add the assist, and then pop it.
There goes the 3-die attempt with the troll.
Yep. He's now just going to have to dedicate somewhere else to blitzing.
Yeah. The downside is, you now have a bunch of players stuck on one line orc. Line orc isn't going to get many blocks off of it, but
he might just not even blitz. I don't see anything that's really worthwhile right now.
No, the black orc, the only other easy target, I guess, is the other lineman, but the black orc with guard is kind of, the 2 black orcs with guard are causing that to be a no-no.
Yeah, I feel this is just a back away moment.
Oh, we're going for it. We're going for the black orc in the corner.
And we get our power.
It's fine. I like that, considering it's a black orc without block. Oh,
Yeah, it's basically a 2+ hit. And a stun's really good because that's one of his guard pieces to throw around.
yeah, and any removal or any sort of damage, whether it be stun, KO, injury, whatever, on a Black Orc is going to be big, because that's so much strength, and a lot of his, and basically all of Hogstench's guard is on Black Orcs, so any Black Orcs are a big target.
Yep. Now I feel like we're just going to bail out our goblin that's still stuck on a guard and a normal lineman, and then dodging away from tackle. I wasn't seeing that coming up, though.
No.
That seems a bit out of the way.
2 heads. You can kind of go where you want. I think it's to prevent any more forward progress from the Orcs, right? Right now, the best they can do is, like, hit one goblin, move forward 1 square. And if Gdaynick can reduce the Snot Knockaz forward progression to 1 square a turn, then he's going to win.
Honestly, I'd like him to rededicate to the left side again. With that troll stupid, he can actually just hit both the rats and make progress that way.
Yeah, he can. He can make a decent amount of progress. The sad part is movement 5 thrower, so he's not going to make a ton. But you can punch, if you can punch the thrower and you punch the Skaven lineman, then you can, with the troll really stupid, you can have him based up on a lineman still.
Yeah, you just keep your line orc still next to him,
yeah,
and you don't really give him anything else to hit.
And then you just move down that side, and you can come in behind with the blitzers to keep them safe, but also sort of part of the cage. And then if you want to, you can throw some players at some of these goblins, and just force Gdaynick to sort of roll dice if he wants to accomplish anything.
I fixed it.
You can get
You fixed it.
Yay! Welcome.
Yay.
Welcome fiction to the stream.
It was the stupidest simple thing. It was plugged into USB 3.0, which apparently is a bad thing now. So.
Oh.
So I had to go into 2.0. That's always dumb.
Yeah. Oh well.
What mic is it?
A Blue Yeti.
Oh, I have the same one, yeah. I haven't had that problem. And again, I don't think I plugged it into a 3.0, so that might have just been luck on my part.
Yeah. Immediately everything's like 10 times better. So hot tip for you, if you get a USB mic, maybe don't put it in USB 3.0.
Fair enough. I think most of my USB 3.0 slots are on the front of my case anyway, so I don't have the mic plugged in there.
Man, if he was like an elf team or something, he could have just hit the goblin and just ran through. Missed opportunities because you're orcs.
Or you could have orcs like my orcs and have an Agi 5 Blodge Blitzer, and then you're just elves anyway. It's great.
Orcs are just delightful.
The only downside is to the go down the left plan is that one of the players you're hitting is wrestle. So there's always the danger of dropping yourself down as well, and that could leave a chunk of your cage exposed if you happen to try to keep it down that way.
Yeah, and the problem is I could see just the black orc trying to hit one of those, or that wrestle guy.
Yeah.
And then having the light orc hitting the thrower, and then you kind of just run down the side with a Palmer trying to add some support, and then your normal blitzer adding support.
Yeah, if you happen to hit the wrestle though and knock yourself over, it does leave. You don't have enough players to fully cage down the left side the way you want. You can block off the front at least, which is good enough, but you are leaving a bit exposed, which is always a little bit scary when, goblins are a thing.
We're moving that all-important 1 square, and going to see where this goes.
Yep. As initially predicted, we're going to do the orc, move 1 square forward, hit players, move 1 square forward. The downside is, if Gdaynick holds Hogstench.
He has 4 turns left, so he just has to get somewhere.
Well, he's gonna look for a hole. He's gonna look for trying to make himself a hole, and that's why he's putting these guard black orcs up there. In that he's kind of forcing the screen to move back a couple squares, and in doing so, also dodge. Essentially, just force your opponent to roll dice, and if you can make him fail something bad, then maybe you get a chance to break a hole through the center and run. But You're banking on that rather than moving forward now.
He can knock over this guard Blackwork on the left, but then he kind of gets in his own way for the rest of the play.
I think the play is for the Underworld here. You add 2 assists, you hit the guard Blackwork, then you push him away and you try to get a hit on the guard block Blackwork with your blitzer. You just have to base up a bit more. Did he just get hit with the clock? Oh no, he's doing the last minute turn stuff.
Yeah, he ran out of time, so he's just kind of throwing.
Oh, he got it.
Just a push, but...
See, it's a shame he didn't go after the wrestle one, because then he could have just taken the both down. And even a wrestle could have helped out. Because then he's not really providing much and having to pretty much stand up and not move to where the play is.
I'm a fan of the position that Gdaynick is in currently. Things are slightly...
It's definitely not bad.
Now.
He can only get a 1 down the left now. It's hard to get guard on goblins.
Yeah. Oh, I'm watching from Gdaynick's point of view, by the way, so you had me confused for a second when you say Blackwork on the left. Yeah, he doesn't have many amazing blocks unless he's willing to like run around the back of the cage. I mean, which he could be, honestly. The downside is you got to make sure you're not giving up too much forward progression. Because if you do that and like bring the Claw Mighty Blow player around to like punch the blitzer on the back corner, you're A, putting pressure there, but B, you don't have many players left really to provide a good screen without dodging out some players, and that's dice rolling, and rolling dice is scary.
Yeah, it's just he's going to have to roll rough dice. I feel like he's going to go after the jump up player with his Palmer and just do a 2-die on him, then back off and assist on the guard Blackwork.
Yep.
Maybe a second time so he can get a hit on that. And then just keep trying to keep him out of position.
Maximizing the Claw Mighty Blow piling on hits is the game plan for Gdaynick, certainly.
Yep. So here's the idea I had he's going for. And I feel like he's going to assist at the bottom if he's going to assist with this player.
Nope.
No, backing off smart, though. You don't get hit that way.
Well, the other thing is the Black Orc next to him is guard as well, so you would need...
2 assists.
Yeah, you need 2 assists to make that work. And that's dedicating a lot of your players, basically all of your unbased players except for 1 Claw Blitzer, you'd be dedicating to punching a Black Orc. So if you failed it, or you just got to push or something, you leave yourself in a bit of a rough spot.
That's fair. This way he's just not fully committing to it. He might need to take the dodge, though, now.
He probably will.
Yeah, you can't really leave that player there.
No, but you just do it at the end. You know, you can dodge out the goblin. Or that's a tackle. He's on tackle, never mind. But yeah, your last actions of this turn are trying to dodge out that lineman and the goblin. It's all about just preventing easy forward progress and not giving up too many blocks so you don't lose the attrition game.
I think you have to dodge out the strength 4 lineman as well.
Yeah, for sure. It's just, I don't think he has a hit.
No, not currently.
Alternatively,
He gets the one that he just gets
just
hit out of the way.
danger and get hit.
Not that. Not golden.
Oh, you need to reroll that.
Yeah, especially when you have 3 right now. It's not that bad of a deal.
No. If you leave him based up there, that's 2 easy hits for the Orcs, and then they can blitz either Splinter or Slash, who are both, you know, significant targets, and then there's also a hole that you can go through in the center. So dodging out there was kind of critical to actually make this screen work.
What do you do with this Black Orc way off on the side by himself?
I'd just make him base the rats on the side.
Yeah, you could do that. I mean, you could throw 1 GFI to try to section off the troll and them, but I don't know.
No, I just like basing it on the side of the rats because then you can focus on literally just beaming forward a bit.
Yeah, ideally it takes
So I
2
guess
rats
these
out of the
dots get
play.
through a couple people.
Yeah, or forces 2 dodges.
Yeah.
Both good.
Horns is a good skill.
Now, I'd definitely be taking the Goblin hit here because that thrower is actually kind of hard to hit down considering he has foul appearance and block. Because I know he has tackle, so dodge isn't even going to matter. And then just the Goblin's easier to remove here.
Yeah, and the two heads big hand goblin is a piece that you're gonna wish wasn't there when it comes to a few turns from now, I imagine.
No, that's not the one I'm saying to focus. It's the one that's in front of the Tackle Mighty Blow Blitzer. And you just kind of keep that as a clump.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about it really is that unless you sort of follow, you're not really giving yourself any. You're moving forward 1 square again, unless you're willing to like base yourself on the troll, and that's not really a whole lot. So you kind of need to make a decision at this point as orcs, with like 4 turns left and you haven't crossed the line of scrimmage. Like, are we going for this or are we going to try to play for attrition? Like, you need to make that call, and I think you need to make that call now.
I feel like he was playing for attrition at this point. He should just be hitting the Goblins every single chance he gets.
Yeah, and that's why
Sure.
I was suggesting the 2 heads big hand one is the target you'd hit if you're trying to play for attrition here. So we'll see what he does.
It is overtime format, and it's a lot of AB7.
Yeah, the more if you just play for AB or if you play for overtime.
We do get a big hit on Slash,
Ooh.
and that's an injury right there.
That's a big
That's
deal.
why you put an Apo right here. And that's a nickel back.
Yeah, that's a big. Yeah, he uses the Apo, which I understand. It's less a big
That's
deal
for
now.
sure one.
It's
Come back.
less of a big deal because he's already used a reroll, so the leader doesn't matter as much right now. But it will matter for half number 2. But that's a big piece. That's a lot of skills, right? 2 heads, sure hands, blodge, foul appearance.
Oh, yeah, he's
That's
key
what you
to
want.
doing this on his offense. He just carries the ball and gets everywhere.
Yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good second half certainly, and that's why you use the Apo there. But the leader isn't a big deal anymore. At least not until offense.
I just still think the main thing is he should have picked up his black work before doing that blitz at all.
He still hasn't picked up his black. Stand up, last action of turn.
You know, you're like, you're supposed to be up there this whole time, and you're not.
I mean, if you're planning a dodge, I mean, that's one thing, but he's way back there on his own. I guess the GFI, but I don't know.
The good news is
late.
that is, or the good news for Hogstench, I suppose, is that is one more resource for the goblins gone. Apo is dead, or is gone now on turn 4, so every removal from this point is one that's staying off, assuming it's a casualty, that is.
Troll can be annoying on the left here.
Yeah, I feel the troll's probably going after
Just
the Palmer
face
and
him.
marking the ball.
Or that
That's
too,
what
yeah.
leader is for. I'm gonna fail your username really bad. Gdaynick. Is that you can save TV, right? Instead of paying for an expensive reroll, you use leader, which is 20k.
He saves 50k. Yeah.
And then you can keep your TV down, which is kind of a serious deal with Underworld teams. A lot of teams in general, but Underworld, like he's giving up inducements to these orcs, which is not something you really want to do.
The leader is most efficient on Brett because they have pass
Well, no, it's
access for
efficient
free,
here too because
and-
throwers have pass access and their rerolls are 70k too.
Oh, they're 70k too. Okay,
Yep.
I know nothing about Underworld.
Yeah, Underworld
For the
kinda
exact same
get
reasons, yeah,
some
it's very
weird
efficient.
reasons.
Yeah, you often see it on res format type teams like as well because it's a good way to save TV in a match where if players die it doesn't matter, or like sort of tournament format stuff. You trade a skill for a bunch of TV that you can use on more players or whatever, which is sometimes why you see it a lot in that kind of format. Troll screen.
I was definitely not
Very
expecting this line of
defensive
play.
choice. I guess if you're committing 3 players over there, you kind of need the troll in the middle to help with the screen.
Yeah, if the troll was on the ball, he could have just potentially handed it off and actually made progress.
And then your troll is stuck. Oh, I like this. Anything you can do.
Yeah, it
to
was
keep the
definitely really
troll-
well played.
Anything you can do to keep the troll relevant, is a big deal now. The strength doesn't matter so much, honestly, because there's a whole bunch of strength 4 and guard on the orc side. Like, there's not a whole lot of opportunity for using the strength 5. The big deal is, you know, tentacles and the fact that he's hard to remove because strength 5. Right? It's not blocks with him that are going to do a thing. It's preventing blocks.
Yep, we're going to be seeing 2 1-dies here, I believe, and it is a 1-die POW for this Claw Mighty Blow hit.
Did you follow for greed?
Just follow.
Nope, and he got the injury, though. That's going to be huge.
Does not need to follow.
No, that's a minus movement right here.
Probably, yeah, well.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I feel like I would have appoed it because he's a guard piece that you really want, but I can understand not doing it.
He has 2 other guard pieces, and I think he's more concerned about the tackle players. If he loses the tackle players, I think it's more of a bigger deal than losing one of his 3 guard. He can afford to go down 1, I think. That's a big deal, though. It's a 1-die POW into an injury. That's really nice. He couldn't have afforded to follow that and piling on. He would have been in a bad spot if he did that.
Oh, of course. He's been doing this a couple turns now. He's just taking that 1 die he has and just removing stuff.
In my experience, 1 die is more often removed than 2 dice.
Yeah, it's because you're always ballsy when you do it, and it feels great.
Yeah, it's confirmation bias for sure, but it feels good.
Eventually, these goblins will fail their dodge.
I played a game earlier where I just took a couple twice during the entire game. I took uphill blocks because I had block and he didn't. Last action of the turn, might as well give it a shot. I'm dwarves, and both times double POW. Like, hooray! Rewarded, I guess, for something that didn't matter.
It's the same reason you last action dodge with the dwarf to get it in a better position.
Like,
Like,
might
it's
as
only
well.
a 4+.
It's like, I mean, what else am I going to do?
I feel like Hogstench here is starting to feel the time pressure coming up.
Yeah, 3 turns, and on that thrower, you're going to have to make some forward progress now. Although the good news is he does have a way to... He can go around the side here. He
can commit for guard on the right.
He can make more progress than 1 square this time. Something to always be aware of with Orcs, too, is that short passes are not unreasonable, considering the, Agi 3 and pass, right? You get the free reroll. So if he really needs to, you can always do short passes to blitzers and stuff.
Nice juicy POW that doesn't take anything out, so we're still not moving the bench down here.
Yeah, I think this is...
That's a really good positioning if he could have knocked down the strength 4.
Yeah, it looks like we're committing hard to the right here, and I agree with this. There's less players on the side. It's a bit weaker than the center or the left. I think this is where you flood it with orcs and use it to make as much progress as possible.
Yeah, one thing I'd make sure to do is, as your last action, you run a GFI and mark the troll. It sucks that you have to do it, but you already still have a bench right now.
Yep.
And he's going to be the one that's going to actually tie up a lot of players.
Yeah, that troll can get into a pretty good spot right now, assuming you move the other players in the way that I think you will. Oh, nope.
Okay, he's just putting the standing up one, which also makes sense. He can find something else for that downed lineman.
Yeah, you can put him amongst the players with the black orc to make blocks or dodges a bit harder. Tying up 4 players with 2 is a reasonable trade.
Yeah, one of the main things he has to do is just move this thrower before any more dice.
Yeah, well, none of the other things he's going to do this turn involve dice, I don't think, other than maybe GFIing with the downed line orc. It's just movement. So he's going to move the thrower, and then he can move the blitzer around behind as well.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of completely moving away. I feel like he can screen the middle a bit, so he can't just get in Hogstench's back line.
Yep. He could have gone forward 1 more square with that thrower. Which, well, I don't think it's a necessarily better position for him to be in. I think it's a farther forward position, which kind of matters when you're on turn 6.
Yeah, I was going to say if he does 1 GFI with that line arc, then even if he knocks down the black orc and the lineman, he can still get a screen.
Now, one of the main things here that we missed was that with Lord Frieza not actually getting armor broken, that's going to be a 2-die just for free on that black orc.
Yep.
and then he can just hit the lead blitzer and screen off the sideline.
His thrower is 1 GFI out of range if he max moves both of the remaining 2 turns, right? It's 11 squares away, and he is moving 5. So either we're GFIing at least
14.
once, or we're handing off to a blitzer.
Yeah, I feel like he's just going to be running it up. Unless he has to, hand off and then have them go off and do something.
Well, we're either rolling GFIs or handoffs at this point.
You know what? I actually really like that blitz. Because now he's moving the tentacles back in place.
Yeah, he can get the tentacles in a pretty reasonable spot if he wants to.
Unless he rolls a 1.
That's true. Although you have a lot of free goblins to be little buddies for the really stupid. Where the lineman is actually makes it more difficult for that troll to get to like super annoying places. The kind of best he can do is move out in front, which is probably what he's going to do. Yeah.
I mean, just marking the splitzer still means there's only a couple squares to go through.
Well, that blitzer was a scoring threat too, and now you either have to move that troll or dodge away from him, and neither are good options. If you wanted to score this turn, his other option, you can hand off to the other blitzer and sort of potato forward quite a bit.
Could get quite a bit of guard in the position if he wants. Potentially.
I do like how he has a wrestle line right on that block bob over there. I'm just getting the value out of him.
Yeah. The Black Orc was holding up quite a few players, and now it's a bit of a win for you. As Gdaynick, you're holding up a Black Orc with 1 wrestle piece.
I feel like these goblins are just going to try to dodge out and become relevant in some way, just by being in the way and trying to force the tacklers to do some GFIs and dodges and such.
No little pop-up because playoffs and we try to keep things clear here, but Callisti Maya, appreciate the follow.
First field
That makes
dodge
things less complicated.
tackles. Yeah, it's definitely less complicated now. He just has to clear his forward path.
He can blitz on a 1 die if he wants, and then push the troll back. And at the worst, it's 1 dodge, GFI, and a handoff. Which isn't great odds, but it's better than not scoring.
Oh, you're saying score on this turn? Actually, that's
Yeah,
a really good chance right there.
Yep. All you have to do is you can blitz off the troll without too much difficulty.
The only thing is, it just has to be a knockdown, or else he's running through tentacles.
Well, not if he pushes him 1 to the
It pushes.
left. He could dodge through the goblin square. That's better than tentacles, but
I mean, you're
I
aiming
guess
for
you're
a
right. You're
knockdown
definitely
here.
right.
you could even get a 2 die actually.
I think he had to use a bob to get a 2 die, so it has to be 1 die now.
He brings the blitzer in the back up. And
Oh,
then
I see
blitzes
what
with
you're
the
saying.
bomber.
Yep. He hits with the tackle one and does it. It's definitely a line of play.
It is a line of play.
So he's blocking it off there with that lineman. So he can actually add the assist he needs.
That Skaven lineman being strength 4 is surprisingly annoying currently.
For sure. He's just going after the goblin, which I can't say I agree with.
If that Skaven lineman was strength 3, you actually had a much easier way of just removing the troll. But the fact that he's strength 4, making that block more difficult is kind of annoying. And yeah, doing this means that we're not scoring this turn. I feel like he's going to move the thrower up behind and try to go for it next turn.
The main thing is he can't put him on the literal sideline unless it's behind a player, or else he's going to get surfed.
Yeah, I imagine he's going to go up behind the guard Black Orc and the block blitzer.
I love Velociraptor. But I I just don't like this position.
No,
I really don't like that position, even though it's probably gonna be like a 3-die.
the thing is, if you went into the little triangle behind the 3 players that are there, he was chain pushable, like really easily.
Yeah, it's just I still don't think there's any good answer here.
There is not.
But that I actually think that's a 2-die uphill if the troll does his magic.
He also would have been able to get based by the troll pretty easily as well. There are no really good positions to the Orcs here. This isn't terrible. Like, he's currently 1 GFI from scoring. It means you're scoring on the thrower rather than a blitzer, which is fine because it levels him. But it means your only option is scoring with the thrower now. And so you need to make sure that is as easy as possible for next turn, and you really want to save that reroll for the GFI, because if you tripwire on turn 8, you're gonna feel real bad.
Yeah, he did just block off his surf, or just make it a little bit harder. Anyway,
I mean, there's a 2-heads goblin right there. It's a 2+2+ red die into surfing him.
Yeah, but it's a 3-die uphill.
It sure is. Go for it. I believe in you.
Let me see. I still think you can actually do it, though. The troll can counter the first assist if he takes a block and gets at least a push. And then he just has to mark the other tackle blitzer, and then he has to do 2 2+s and do a double red die uphill.
Yeah, if he marks the blitzer. Oh, here we go. Never mind. All of this talk for nothing. I was gonna say,
honestly, it's probably the better play because you can just shut down the sideline and take a goblin hit.
I mean, yeah, this is the better play, but it's not the fun play.
Well, you know what? That's a KO'd bomber, I believe. Sorry, that's not the bomber. That's the jump up mighty blow with tackle.
I mean, I suppose winning is fun, but he could have removed the assist from the blitzer, and he could have hit if he knocked over the black orc with the troll, he removes that guard assist, and then you can make it just a 2-die uphill with the goblin and do a 2+2+.
Honestly, Gdaynick's just gonna, make the easier dice and just shut it down rather than do something risky to push it out.
Just throw a goblin at the ball carrier too.
I mean, yeah, this is correct. Honestly, I mean, this becomes really difficult for the Orcs to score here.
Yeah, I believe he just has to pick up some players real quick and move rather than do anything else. And if I was the Orcs, I'd probably be getting my Mighty Blow tackle, just take a shot at one of these goblins.
This is really difficult now with all this screen, and this is why you need to be further forward when you're throwers, or when you're Orcs. But that's difficult when you're moving 5. Like, your only real scoring threat was the thrower and the blitzer, who is now knocked over, and everybody's gonna have to dodge, and that's not a good scene.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that statement. It's not pretty.
No, the only way this thrower scores basically is with ludicrous dice.
Claw hit does nothing, but that's not actually a big problem right here.
No.
I think Gdaynick just needs to kind of back off now. Use the reroll if he has to, just on a dodge. And then only get 1 hit.
Take the. I was gonna say take the dodge out the wrestle Skaven and put him in scoring position. Your opponent is likely to do something really dumb right now to try and actually score, and he's likely to turn over, and then leave yourself the option of scoring.
Ball's not even terribly out of danger of scattering out of bounds, and then you just maybe get a free pickup.
Yeah, exactly. But elects not to do so. Now, what do the Orcs even do here? You don't have a whole lot. With only 1 blitz, you can't really make a hole in this screen anywhere. So you're doing some dumb dodges. Hello, Missa. I like your ASCII rat.
You could block the 2 heads up, and then take the 4+, 3+.
I think that's the best you have.
Yeah, you gotta just go through something.
There's no way of getting a good hole here.
It's probably going to hurt your thrower.
There's no way of getting a good hole here, and with the thrower only being movement 5, you have to roll a GFI if you just go straight. You can't go around or anything. There's no way of doing that. And there's no real handoff option either.
Now, why would you put his Palmer there? Am I missing something? Because if anything, I would have liked to see his Palmer go up 1 from where he's at, and then he takes the tackle blitzer, and maybe just hits the goblin at the bottom there, and go with the thrower. And like I don't know. This is hard.
Hello, FD. And yes, there are only 8 orcs in the pitch. 2 of them are KO'd, and a lot of that is because of this monster, Shredder. And the orcs are on turn 8 and in a really rough spot if they want to actually score currently. They don't really have a good option to do so unless they roll stupid dice, and I think you just try to take it. I mean, to be fair, this is overtime. You could just play for removals, but even then, you're only going to get 1 hit here. And that both down is... It is a hit, but it's a little annoying because it makes the dodges a little harder.
Yeah, this is where you wish you had tackle and pile on a piece, and then you just keep palming literally everything.
I mean, yeah, it is normal rolls on an Underworld Skaven Blitzer, but it's a level 6 Blitzer still. Like...
Yeah, I mean, it literally has all the access at once. The only thing it could want really is jump up. But I would reckon that Horns is actually kind of a better pickup than jump up in the most part.
Plus strength. Make him strength 5 on the blitz. The orcs just are aiming for greed and attrition here, and in hopes that they can make their defensive drive easier, and they got nothing. So here we go.
This is always
Nope.
got 4+2+2+2+2+.
Oh my god, did he make it? He made it!
There we go.
Yeah, Hogstench. Go
Simple.
thrower.
Green orcs, green elves, whatever.
I believe it.
I mean, it was definitely the right play to just go for it.
Oh yeah, there's no world in which you don't try. The fact that it worked out makes you really happy, and probably makes you a little annoyed as Underworld.
At least you
Oh,
get
both
a
orcs
good
remaining
chance.
knocked out though is really bad.
I mean, he has a second KO roll for him.
Oh right, that's true. I forgot that we still have 1 more turn.
But as long as Vorg Choppa comes back, I believe Hogstench is going to be fine.
Yeah, that was a 4+, 3+, 2+2+. And he rolled 5-1, rerolled 6-3-2.
But you know what we are going to see? We're going to see a stunty throw.
I hope so. I mean, there's no reason not to.
Bring it.
Yeah, it was basically a coin flip, but it feels bad to finish your offensive drive on flip a coin. If heads, you score. Like, that just feels really bad.
For both teams, it's like, hey, I shut you down, kind of. You still get it, but it's like, I am unhappy to be in this situation, but at least I get it. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It like before you make after you make those rolls, you feel great. Before you made those rolls, it feels bad that you have to base your scoring on a coin flip essentially. Underworld can still absolutely 1 turn. We'll see them set up for it. Ideally, you sort of take... How many goblins does he have available? He has 2, 3.
He probably wants to use just a 2 heads goblin.
Yeah.
And I mean literally just the 2 heads one, because the big hand one's going to be doing other things.
We'll see how he sets up for it, but generally the sort of idea, you stick your troll next to a couple goblins, 1 directly beside him, 1 directly behind him, so that if you happen to get a quick snap, you can take the 1 step forward and get an extra throw square out of it.
I mean, Michelangelo II's one SVP away, so I'm not right.
That is foul appearance. One of the only times I've ever seen foul appearance actually taken as a skill. It's one of those things where there are very few teams that get mutation access on normals that want that over something else. It's a skill that's amazing to have. It's not a skill that you generally want to take as a skill.
You only get like 6 picks, and that's generally not one of them.
Yeah. There are not many players that are willing to take that as like a normal role. A lot of teams only get mutations on doubles and stuff, and picking up normally the doubles you'll end up getting claw or big hand or 2 heads or something rather than foul appearance. But Skaven thrower or an Underworld thrower is one that I can totally see it working on. High kick.
Ooh, high kick's awesome.
Yep. Right into the hand of that goblin. So here we go. I would say.
I guess he's throwing that one.
The downside is he wants to remove that lineman if he can, so that you can get some extra squares out of it. Right now, the troll could be you're only throwing him 2 less squares than you could unless you remove that lineman. Like the troll could move up, but you need to remove the lineman to do so. He can do it with the strength 4 lineman.
Yeah, he's just going to use the strength 4 line right in the back, and he's going to want to push it to the left side.
You really want to knock down though. If you get just a push, you can push to the left side.
You can
So
diagonal
yeah. So you push from the right, and you push him off to the left, and then you can get 2 extra squares out of your 1 turn attempt. Armor break results in just a stun, so that's okay. Yeah, you just got to make sure. You've really got to make sure you leave this square free for that troll. And you can make this a 3-die pretty easily.
Yeah, he just needs 1 more assist if I'm counting this right.
He's got them all because the ball carrier is an assist currently, I think, right? 4, 5, 6, 7,
Yep.
8.
But it's a strength 4 blitz, not a strength 5.
Yes.
Yeah, so actually this is going to be strength 8, I guess.
Yeah,
you're right.
he didn't need that last goblin.
He's there for aesthetics.
There you go. And now we move this troll to this spot, and we throw the goblin and see what happens.
Yep. And Hogstench didn't set up right. For the
Really
Sunday
stupid.
throw.
Rerolls the really stupid.
Oh.
So now we don't have the reroll for the landing or the throw, so we'll see what happens. But the reroll and the really stupid is not what you want to spend that reroll on.
Yeah, I'm guessing he's just going to throw it straight up.
Nope.
Oh,
I've never actually seen a goblin eaten by a troll. I would love to see it at some point.
I think he just puts his hand to his face and it's nom, and then he goes on the floor and dies.
Oh, that's disappointing. I was hoping for a better animation.
To put an animation into that. Great.
The problem is it's a 1 in 36 just to happen.
Yeah, I've never seen it happen
you have
ever.
to throw a teammate to do that.
All right, let's see if the KOs come back this time. They did not.
Nope.
That's four 50% chances all failed. That's a pretty big deal for the Orcs, honestly. At this point, do we feel like the Orcs are playing for overtime now? Like with so few Orcs left? It depends on how the first few turns go, honestly. If things don't go well for him in the first few turns of defense, we very well may be playing for overtime here.
I feel if the Underworld can take advantage of the early removals, he might go for a quick score, but that'd have to be all Kaz.
We will see. Right, I forgot he had a bench, so it's not too bad. The downside is that he's missing one of his tackle players. So he's only down to 1 tackle, which matters quite a bit when you're trying to punch goblins. But there are surprisingly few goblins on the field currently, so it's not the end of the world, I guess. But it's a piece you'd love to have back. I forgot about the bench that he had. So 10 is okay. I was still under the impression that he had 8 because that was last half. I didn't count.
Yeah, just the main thing is the tackles out for this drive.
And so
also no guard.
You're feeling okay as Hogstench, especially since you're up 1-0. You're feeling okay as Hogstench. The downside is offense. Defending against Underworld is potentially a bit harder than offending against Underworld. there's so much two-head, big hand, dodge nonsense that can occur with goblins that it's kind of difficult to defend against the sort of 2+ stunty sometimes. And tackle would certainly help there, so only one. He's going to have to do some serious work, I think.
Quick snap here is actually going to be really nice because now he can get some forward progress when he's taking with players.
That's free movement.
Or he could just throw goblins up in front more of the blitzers instead of just being in a straight line.
Man, my huge Jackman Memorial Cup instincts are kicking in, and I just really want him to throw a goblin at that cluster of 5 orcs. You're going to hit one of them.
And the fun part is, the middle one's the least likely to hit.
Could use tackle just as a safety,
Ooh.
and then try 3-dying with the palmer all the time.
Well, that's a start.
Here's great because now you're 2 up.
Get some smokes in the chat.
Claw is only OP when it does things. When you have Claw on my teams, they never do anything. So Claw not OP when played by Stake Mittens.
See, Claw's OP when you use it a lot. When you only use it once a turn, it's not as OP. Unless it's a Claw Palm Werewolf, in which case it'll kill everything.
Yeah, this is a good start for the Underworld. Right now, you're still, I think, in a situation where you're trying to make sure you score. But if you get like 1 or 2 more removals, which is pretty easy, honestly, with your Claw Mighty Blow hits, then suddenly you can play for a stallish game if you want, and just continue to snowball the numbers advantage easily. So we'll see. It really depends on these first 2 or 3 turns how this half plays out, I think.
One thing I'm really expecting is a blitz on the no-skill blitzer with the killer blitzer. Or sorry, the storm vermin.
No, he takes the lineman instead. Keeps the troll free, which is nice, and it's also an easier knockdown considering no block.
I would palm this. He's between players.
Yeah, I would take it.
Yeah, that's removal chance.
The only argument against it is that you didn't break armor, so you're rerolling the armor rather than rerolling the injury. But
it's not like you're throwing it against armor 9 though. That's armor 7 now.
Yeah, it's safer, and especially considering that you're next to the troll and the wrestle piece, you're really safe in piling on there. The only argument I think is that you're rolling to. It's not a guaranteed better result because you might fail to break armor again still. Some coaches have the sort of aversion to rerolling the armor break rather than the injury on piling on. All right, Hogstench, what are we up to? Well, you've got like 1 easy block, I guess, in terms of you can blitz someone, and nothing else is available.
Yeah, it's pretty much just take the 2 heads goblin with your tackle piece, or you go after a normal goblin with your tackle piece. But he's mainly just going to try to get in the way.
Yeah, I think you go after the normal goblin. The 2 heads goblin is more useful, but one of the normal goblins are easier to hit and then back off and still remain in the way. Whereas if he's using the tackle piece to blitz the 2-head goblin, he's kind of stuck on that right side and is not going any farther. And then he's also exposing himself to the claw pieces, which are also over on that side.
I feel like Hogstench is playing this one a bit too passive for my liking.
It feels so weird to say that line rats are critical pieces, but in Underworld, yeah. Like, line rats on Skaven teams these are fodder, I don't care. Line rats on Underworld teams are actually, surprisingly useful. Turns out Strength 3 is good.
Yeah, everyone takes Strength 3 for granted, and then these teams just try to show you that it's really nice.
And unfortunately, no just double push on that block. So we're seeing no attrition this turn. And next turn, The Underworld are getting 2 Mighty Blow hits. One from the Troll, probably, and one from a Blitz with a Claw piece. And if we keep playing like this, the Orcs are just going to go down players over the Underworlds, and that's not a situation you want to be in. Yeah, like ideally you want to aim for the Line Rats, but in this situation, the only easy blocks were on Goblins, which is, you know, credit to Gdaynick offering up the Fodder Goblins over the Strength 3 players.
I think the main thing here is we're going to move up to the right side and try to keep away from the tackle piece.
Yep.
And just make our slog of a progress.
There's a really easy hit on this unskilled blitzer, and that opens up the right side pretty widely.
I'd honestly like even hitting with just the Claw Mighty Blow one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, actually. You're giving up on the, you know, piling on, but you're probably not going to pile on necessarily in that situation anyway, because you're very likely to end up on the Black Orc afterwards.
Yeah, it's also just there's not enough movement to actually get to a safe spot.
Yeah, not afterwards, no. Yeah, I imagine with that base, I imagine we're going to see a blitz on this blitzer here.
Yep, we're taking the sideline. Oh, that's going to be with the horns. That's going to be a 3-die.
Yeah, we're making it a 3-die. Maximum safe play.
I feel like you might be clumping up a bit much doing this, though. But it got results.
I'm absolutely minimizing the chance of a turnover. Yeah, I mean, POW, both down. So the third dice potentially being a factor there. I understand that's not how dice work. I know. I'm a math person.
Well, I mean, it could be. Because you could say, like, if you didn't roll the third die, it could have been the first one you rolled, which is the POW there.
I know, but the moment I say that, somebody in chat is going to be like, that's not how dice work. I'm like, I'm fully aware of that. It's just nice to see the 3-die being rewarded. Like SpongeBob meme, you know. That's not how dice work.
I mean, that's pretty much how it works. As in people, not this game.
There's the second Mighty Blow hit. No results on either one, but if things continue this way and Hogstench gets 1 Mighty Blow hit a turn and Gdaynick gets 2 Mighty Blow hits a turn, where one of those hits is also Claw,
You know what's going to be nice, though?
one team is going to go up over the other.
You see this thrower that's exposed right now. I feel like he's going to take a smack, and if this wrestle rat doesn't move up a square, which he just did. So I take that all back.
The thrower can still get hit pretty easily with the tackle Mighty Blow piece, for that matter.
Guard over.
Well, he can move the guard Black Orc over on either down 1 or over 1 to be on 3 players, and then you can use the tackle piece to blitz the block 2 heads thrower, or the piling on.
I mean, he might as well use palm.
Yeah, piling on.
And heck, you'd even take the pile on, I believe.
As we said, the strength 3 are big deals. That's not the thrower, but it's a thrower, so I think you take that. You could hit the Claw Mighty Blow guy, but I think the best you're doing is a 1-die there, and that's not amazing. Looks to hit a goblin.
Well, he's going to get more hits with that, but I really don't like it, even though he's shutting down the sideline.
Once again, no pop-ups because Blood Bowl being, or playoffs being clean, but Sauce, thanks for the follow. Just a push, but it does give him the option of a second hit with the Black Orc. And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the main thing, just to try to get 2 hits and fish for POWs.
more hits, more better. You need to remove some players here. Finds a POW.
Ooh.
Definitely wouldn't follow up, though, because that's how you get clawed.
Boom.
Really?
1 down.
Level up.
Yep, definitely getting close. Like, half this team is literally 2 SPP away from a level. Like, the Palmer's 2 SPP, that guard Orc is 2 SPP away.
So that is the bench
tackle might be
for
bonus
the Underworld, by the way. So with 2 injuries, and they had a bench of 2, they're every Kaz from this point on is a player that will not is 1 player down for overtime if we get to that point.
Yep, very true.
I don't see how this does.
The Nocturnal, thanks for the follow. Yeah, right now this looks very much like an overtime game to me.
Unless one team just gets incredibly good removal dice.
Had one of those experiences earlier today. Orcs versus Nurgle in the rain. Dwarves versus Nurgle in the rain. It went to turn like 24, and the score was 1-0. Wow, okay. Many blings. Bush, Morka, I appreciate the follows.
Ooh, I'd like this hit. Now we get a free Claw Palm hit if we feel it.
Feeling it.
We are feeling it.
Now, I'm pretty sure you palm if this isn't
Palm
a
it.
KO.
Why have wasted 20k TV? It's not using the piling on. There it is.
Hey.
There we go.
Does nothing though. Still
Second
wasted.
verse, same as the first.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate switching sides here. The downside is you're not making a whole lot of forward progress if you switch sides, but you got a lot of turns left. And the only orc that isn't really going to be able to respond to your switch sides is this guard black orc. Everybody else is kind of in a position where they can react to your switch sides pretty easily. I mean, I wouldn't hate it, but it also doesn't really accomplish a whole lot in the long run. I love this Skaven thrower like cannon arm, and how he just like holds the ball in it.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it has a little shovel to even like launch off.
One thing I will say for Blood Bowl 2 is that, like, man, Cyanide knows how to make themselves a good model. All the player models are fantastic.
For the most part.
Other than some, like, particular mutations.
Two heads are
Gutter runners with 2 heads is really dumb.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, the Dark Elf runners have potato wedges for fingers.
I'm a fan of the Rotters with 2 heads because they get a little one in their stomach.
It's definitely cute.
Look at this tentacles troll, though. Just look at that.
All the gummy worms.
Goblin 2 heads are funny because the 2 head is like 3 times the length of the goblin and just flops around.
I mean, you go to clothesline and it just slicks around your arm.
Okay, to be fair, non-mutated models look great in general. The animations are good and stuff. Sometimes the mutations are weird. I'll give you
I've
that.
never personally experienced the mutation, so.
Now, there's a couple places for the troll here that you could put and make it so that the orcs have to, punch the troll to get those players free. They're very easy punches, so you'd be giving up a super easy hit on your troll, but you'd also be tying up several important orc players. Like, now might not be the opportune time to do this, but doing it and then running forward a lot is something you should always look out for as the Underworld here. I don't think now is the time to do it, but you do have the option of tying up 2 or 3 orcs, depending on where the orcs go, obviously. He's going to want to be careful not to give up an easy spot for the troll. Now, the troll tentacles being enormous is what makes them fun.
See, I love the look of them as being big gummy worms, but I hate the practicality of them because they get in the way a lot.
Yeah, big player. Man, the worst Croxagores and Bull Centaurs are the worst for like being on the floor and not being able to tell what square they're actually in.
I've had them stand up and they're literally just in 4 squares.
Yeah, the Crocs does that. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's like, which square are you in? I have no idea. Here we go. Hitting a goblin. Best chance at a removal, but also, you know, Gdaynick is happy that it's not a rat. Get an armor break, though.
Not quite a level up.
Just a KO. Essentially as good as a removal for now, but we'll probably see that come back once we hit overtime.
I mean, if he's anything like the Orcs, no, but
I forgot that the Orcs had a
finally
bribe.
got yeah, we're using the bribe after, you know, double ones on an 11 plus foul.
Yeah, that was an aggressive foul. I mean, I understand he was like, oh man, that guy's on the floor. I'm gonna hit him. But that was you needed double 6s for that to work.
A 5 and a 6 would also work.
Right, yeah. So, but that's still a really bad.
3 and 36 was your chance, or 1 and 12?
Yeah, that's not great. I mean, I don't know if I take a 1 in 12 to maybe do something to that player. I mean, that player is really important in what other chance you're going to get to foul him, but that's basically throwing away your bribe for nothing.
I mean, he wasn't using it earlier, and he doesn't have the players for it. And I mean, if they don't wake up for this overtime that I think we're going to be going to,
I feel like I would have
really
waited.
not gonna work.
You know, it's like you have some players removed, sure, but they're all KOs. The Underworld have players removed that are injuries. If you can continue to just attrition, if you just give up on the fact that Underworld are going to score this half, and you try to remove players to give yourself a bigger advantage going into overtime, you're more likely to get a nice foul later on this half, or even in overtime, and then you use the bribe then and make it even better for yourself. I don't like that foul.
Something to note: there's not a lot of rerolls being used.
Not in either half. I mean, Hogstench finished with 2 rerolls left. He only used 1, and that was on the dodge. Gdaynick only used 1 in the first half, and that was his leader one.
Yeah, I honestly didn't like that blitz. He could have just taken the hit with somebody else and then tried to hit a forward guy, because there was that hit, and then he could have just made another Claw Mighty Blow hit somewhere else.
I missed the blitz on him. Wasn't sure what it was.
The blitz was on the line.
The one who stunned.
Yeah, so we picked up our horns dude, hit him, and then went back down.
Drew is 64. Thanks for the follow.
Try to score 16.
55 viewers. I love REBBL playoffs. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I appreciate it. Both to my fellow casters and to everybody in chat. It's always a good time. That's a scary position for the 2-heads goblin. Like, so yeah, if Hogstench hits that, he's not hitting somebody more important, like one of the Skaven linemen, but it's also exposing him pretty hard, and Hogstench can take that hit without giving up really any positioning. He can continue to screen off well and just punch that goblin. In fact, based on where everybody's positioned, it's kind of giving him a really good chance to sort of reset. Like, nobody's stuck in any position. He can make sort of like his dream screen and then just punch a goblin and then return.
I mean, the thing is, the goblins can't even really afford to get into scrum here. They only did it last time because they were defensively scrumming it.
Yeah. It is a scoring threat for the goblins, or the Underworld.
I think the tackle guy is coming back to hit him.
Marking him isn't worth anything, really. Like, it's a 2-heads goblin. It's a 2+ to go wherever he wants. Hello, cat.
Honestly, pushing him closer to the score line is actually probably a better idea. Because then you can be in front.
There, he could have pushed the goblin back to square as well.
Yeah, you really need a knockdown here. That is not a knockdown.
You can reroll.
I would probably reroll that. I think you don't need to, but I think it's probably worth it.
I mean, he's probably thinking it's overtime format, but I would actually push him closer to the touchdown line so you can't get a handoff or anything. He has to like dodge away and then go for a harder pass.
I would consider rerolling there. Overtime format makes it a harder question, but it's not needed. But I think the only way you win this as Orcs right now is assume we're going to overtime and then remove remove Underworld players. So not taking the opportunity to remove people, I think, is something that might come back to bite him.
Now we're definitely going after this guard Blackwork, right? With our Palmer.
It's not about preventing him from scoring. It's about, removing literally as many players as possible. That's how you win this in overtime as Orcs. Like it's by definition a greed reroll, I guess, but it's still one that I think helps you win. Thankfully, we just find a push. Or thankfully for the goblins, or Orcs, I should say. Every time that Shredder blitzes and doesn't find a knockdown is a slight unclenching for Hogstench.
I mean, he's honestly been pretty on point with Shredder. He's been getting pals left and right. It's kind of interesting to see him not get one.
Oh, there's no way Underworld try to actually score here. I just, the whole point was that it's an exposed easy hit that you should try to take over something else, probably. Troll on the unskilled blitzer. Pretty decent screen going for the Orcs here. Difficult for the Underworld to make too much forward progression unless they commit hard to the right side now, and that's a little scary.
Yeah, they're going to start feeling the turn timer in a couple turns here where they have to move. But for the most part, they're comfortably moving up right this turn.
Yep, you get a nice safe spot for that thrower to be in. And you feel a little bit less pressure as Underworld than as Orcs, considering, movement 7 is a thing. Rather than 5 and 6. Easy 2+ to go wherever you want because 2 heads Goblin. Man,
I feel the Goblin's actually trying to stop the big screen off, or just give something that can cancel out tackle zones in the back line when he's pushing through.
Yeah, I feel like that's probably what you're doing with it too.
Inside man.
Now, I feel like you can commit hard on the sideline and potentially have the Goblins, the Underworld switch sides on him. Or he can just try to play this one bit passive. But I feel like it's all in time for this.
I think this the Blackwork positioning there is just to try to get the blitzer off the troll, because you can just block the Goblin and follow it and pull yourself off the troll. It does base you on the claw, which is a little scary. But it's also sort of preventing the Underworld from going down this right side easily if you do so.
To be honest, he could have just blitzed the troll with a Blackwork, I feel, and just at least pushed him away.
Could do that too.
And see what you could do. Because if you could just get all these big hits up here that are juicy, it'd be great.
I mean, it's technically a scoring threat, but animosity is always a thing you have to be aware of. I mean, it is only a 1 in 6, but I mean, how often does foul appearance win you games? I mean, sometimes. When it does happen, it's amazing. It's just in reverse here. Well, here we go. That's a KO.
This man does not want to level.
He certainly does not, but there goes that 2 heads big hand Goblin. At least until overtime. And suddenly the Underworld are looking really boxed in here.
Yeah, and the Underworld don't have a Babe, so KOs are still hard for them, just as the Orcs have the same thing.
It's a good defense on behalf of both of our coaches here. Like Gdaynick did really well in defending against Hogstench, forced him into a coin flip, basically. I know Hogstench is doing pretty well to contain these Underworld. Down goes the line arc. Now, in a normal situation, that would be a reasonably tempting foul, but you can't. You absolutely can't do it here. You don't have the players. And it's especially since it's just a line arc. But if this was,
I would say normally the Underworld have a good chance of getting through a screen, but now they're missing both all of their.
Here comes the switch sides, guys. He's going to be blitzing that black work and then just moving the carrier out.
Yep. He doesn't have a good way of freeing up his troll, though, so he can't make like a full cage here. The best he can really do is sort of screen. Which is probably good enough considering the players available to the Orcs.
I might have actually re-rolled that hit, because just a knockdown on that player would have been great, because you could have him marked up and start moving your carrier over. Because pretty much past this turn is okay to score.
Yeah, the Orcs, three turns is okay for Orcs. It's doable. 2 is hard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just this turn, you let it pass, and then next turn, or turn 16, you gotta do it.
That's a scoring threat. No.
Can blitz the claw guy, at least base the ball, but it's not, huge.
So I might even hit low hit coming up, and that's an injury on a blitzer.
Just a rookie blitzer, but that's a block piece that's down.
Hasn't used the ammo yet.
See, that's his movement piece too. Because he was a nice little thing to throw around.
There's still 2 blitzers on the field.
Yep, but now one's marked with tentacles.
Yeah, that's true. Although it's a 1 die to push him off. No, it's not. There's a Skaven there.
Nah.
Oh,
heck, we can even just. Oh, 1 9 there. I was gonna say he could actually just take a 1 die on the black work there and just throw him to the sideline. Which does that leave a shot at the ball carrier? Yeah, there's a 1 die shot at the ball carrier.
There's a 1 die on the ball carrier with the lineman, but it's a 1 die against Blodge after GFIs.
And a foul appearance. But you still take 1 dice.
I mean, the other thing you could do is just blitz either the claw piece or the strength 4 piece, and you can just mark the ball. But marking is not amazing against 2 heads dodge.
If you blitz the ball carrier and follow, if you get at least a push, you are at least marking Shredder. He's probably not going to blitz forward.
Yeah, and you can the downside, I guess, with that is that you really want to see if that blitz works or not before moving some of your players. Because if you get the push, you can put other players on the ball carrier really easily as well. Like you could shove a guard black orc into an annoying place.
I mean, the only problem with that is you're still rolling a 1 die. It's liable to fail.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, right? You want to roll. You want to know if that 1 die works before you move your other players. But 1 die against Blodge is not amazing.
Don't think you should have pushed him there.
I think he's doing it because now he can just kind of more appropriately come over if he can get away from the troll. Or maybe mark the carrier and the Mighty Blow Claw piece at the same time.
That's not horrible either.
You can do a 1 GFI now to just mark the ball, but it's easily blitzed off, and it's
It uses the blitz.
It's true. It's either easily blitzed off or it's still an easy dodge with 2 heads and dodge. The 2+.
You know,
both of them. You probably dodged the Skaven thrower out.
I kind of want to just see the wrestle piece get the score here when it's Gdaynick's turn. Jeez, I can't even say his name now.
There's the GFI.
Yeah, you could
it's not a hard dodge away here. And Shredder can just hit the thrower and claw palm it. which is going to be quite nice.
Glor
And
tentacles.
then you
Ooh.
just
Rerolls the
I don't agree
tentacles.
with that reroll.
Interesting.
No, with overtime format, you don't use rerolls and stuff like that.
Yeah, normally you
Yeah,
would, but
Agree with it.
If this wasn't overtime, I would. Since it's not overtime, I think you don't reroll that. You can blitz.
Nah.
You can blitz the Rezzle piece free.
Yeah, you just hit the thrower, you claw palm it, then I would go for the handoff and try scoring here. I
Yeah.
don't think you really need to
Into
stop like a couple hits.
nope.
says to be safe.
It was a 2 dice with claw block, whatever, on the thrower, and then you can hand off to the easy handoff to the wrestler, and off we go. But elects not to do so.
Oh, I know what he's doing. He's just going to go straight up with the other line rat and just probably screen off the left side, have the troll try to hold pieces down.
Give it to the strength 4
and
one.
then just run up. No, he doesn't even need to hand it off. He just needs to hold players down.
I
Like,
see. Yeah.
you see how the troll's holding the Palmer and the Blackwork?
Yeah.
Now this lineman holds someone else down, and then he just runs up there and then scores next turn.
There is a hole in the center that he can go up. Yeah.
Just mark tackler.
You just need to. Yeah. The only downside, I guess, is that by marking up players with essentially one person, it's not too difficult to blitz an orc free. But even then, you're blitzing an orc free, and you're just marking the ball carrier, who's a 2+ away from scoring anyway.
Yeah, the ball carrier is not going to have to make hard dice here.
No.
Definitely a better play.
Safer, I guess. It's not really that potato. You just need to make sure you mark up the tackler, which you'll. Now he has to
Oh,
dodge
he's going
to
to
do.
screen past it, I think.
Dodge the thrower. The other one.
Yeah, he's gonna have to dodge.
Yeah, the other
thrower.
thrower's going to dodge and make the screen over. But he's got to move the thrower that's next to the line orc first with the ball
It's
and go behind the screen and then go.
It's still a 2+, and it's a 2+ without dodge. And if you fail that, you have to reroll it, and that's not always nice in overtime.
Well, I mean, at this point, with 3 rerolls, you're not hurting too bad, considering he's actually been really well on reroll management.
That's true. It just doesn't feel good.
It's not used to dodge, so we might cut another corner.
Yeah,
I don't feel like he needs to cut another corner.
he has done so.
Yeah, he's fast enough to do some really.
Oh, you know what he's doing? He's trying to make sure that the blitzer can't just dodge out of the tackle zone and then hit him on a 3+.
And that's what I expected to happen. Called it.
Yeah, you have to
And
just do this.
and you have to reroll this, because otherwise it's a not too difficult hit with the tackle piece. I mean, it's still 1 dice, but 1 dice with tackle is what you would take there 100% of the time to try and stop.
And
your
now the
opponent from
troll
scoring.
can't even activate is a big problem here, which
But
feels sad.
that's fine. I mean, he's
that
doing
was
his job.
casual.
He's holding up 2 players easily enough.
3 dodges, you can hit him with tackle. And 2 GFIs, but you know.
Yeah, that's not exactly the greatest play, but it looks like the play he's going to have to do.
We can use the lineman to take away the splinter 3's assist, and you can 1 die the thrower, and then you have less dodges to make to try and hit the ball carrier with the blitzer. It's still a dodge, but it's less dodges.
No, he actually took away his only hit there. That was kind of easy with the thrower getting in the way.
Okay, and now we can hit the thrower with a 1 die if we want to remove some the tackle zones on the way to the ball carrier.
He's knocked down.
He does, but I mean, what else do you do at this point? I think you have to take it, right?
I mean, your only other option is to do a 4+ assist. He kind of got in his own player's way by moving the thrower where he is.
I mean, you could 4+ 1 die, but it's also tentacles.
Like that.
It's a 2 die now. But you're still aiming for a knockdown.
Yeah, it's pretty much just the opportunity he wants to take here.
So,
Good enough.
unfortunately, you can't follow.
Nope.
Yeah, it has to be a 1 die with tackle though, so it's a 3+, and then he has a hit.
You can push it, yeah, and then you just don't follow this.
The bombs you don't follow. Oh, I was going to say the bombs you don't follow. The break,
And now it's a 3+ into a 1 die.
2+, and then a 1 die.
Yep.
Right, there's a foul appearance.
Alright.
Rerolls.
Makes it all the way to the
Nope.
block, but not quite.
Well,
That was worth the reroll, certainly. That's your shot at stopping your opponent from scoring. You take that.
Oh, there's the foul.
If only that happened last roll. Well, this is a 2+ to tie the game. 2+ with the built-in reroll.
yep.
Yeah.
It's a 1 in 36. I mean, you could blitz. You could try to blitz off the orc, but he is
I would blitz the black orc with block guard, and then just
right.
try to
He is
take him out.
tackle. Yeah,
that's too.
I forgot about the tackle. If he wasn't tackle, you just dodge. But with tackle, you have to blitz him away. Now you just score. Click on the end zone.
Yep.
No, now you greed.
Maybe he
block
takes
with
the,
special
thrower
control.
Greed block. Greed block where it could lose you the game in playoffs.
I mean, it's if you assume you make the block, it's overtime format, so it's good. But you could just, get screwed.
That's true.
And that's not overtime; you just lose.
Just a stun, so not a reward on that one. Do we take any more greed blocks, or do we tie the game?
I could see a
I think you just go
claw
for
might
it.
blow hit happen on the lineman.
The failure state is just too high.
I mean, I would just score here, but
I mean, the failure state for this is 1 in 1,296, I think,
it's still.
which is the quad skull.
It turns out that that's more than 0, though.
But the point is, if you
But
do
for
fail, you
KOs.
lose the game.
In a regular league game, yeah, absolutely. I would take the 1 in 2,000, whatever. In playoffs, I would just score.
Now that was interesting. We just used the Apo on that, which is actually quite smart because, the Apo is actually not going to do anything in overtime.
Nope. You might as well take it now and make sure you have the maximum number of players going into overtime.
And it goes on the most.
Now, do we fail more KO rolls? He's failed 4 so far.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Wow.
I can't bear to tell you that.
Well, I mean, I think you've spoiled it. Oh, jeez. 5, 6, 7. He has failed 7 for 8 KO rolls so far, which is certainly non-ideal. He gets another.
But you know what?
He gets another shot
There's
at
one
it.
more shot.
Oh wait, no, there's one more turn.
He gets another shot at it, but that's failing 7 of 8. 4 pluses
Pretty,
is a little dumb.
Pretty unfun.
And now the Underworld's literally at maximum players still.
As they get their KO, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I would even just put the troll up on the line. Sure, he might eat a foul, but there's no dirty player, and you're not going to get as many hits on you. Or sorry, as many 87 hits.
And the goblins are a lot easier to move for the screen. All they really do anyway.
Well,
Now, I'm pretty sure you actually want to normally put your goblins all together to reduce the amount of hits.
yeah, if you put them this way, you can it's I'm pretty sure it's impossible for Hogstench to one turn. So he's gonna do everything he can to just hit these goblins, and by separating them like this, you're giving him extra blocks because he can just block down the line.
It's incredibly hard for dwarves to one turn with movement 6, but they've also got 2 frenzy.
You can do it with movement 6 without frenzy,
the
but you
frenzy,
need
you can
literally
win it.
all 11 players You can't do it with less than 11. So it's not. I don't think you can do it as orcs here. You could set up and hope for a riot, though. I guess there is no security gate in play. So
does he take the vanity pass, or does he throw it to hit with block?
I mean, I think you go for the vanity pass. You got enough block on the LOS.
Fair enough.
And we do have someone in case there is a riot. But I believe if you actually make a scoring threat for the riot, you're going to hurt yourself a bit more because the blitzers are just going to come out and clop on you.
This is not maximizing blocks. Not it. I mean, you just press end turn, I guess.
Can't really do anything with
literally
that.
out of range for everything. I mean, you could throw a goblin.
You could double GFI,
Yes.
mark an orc with a Skaven, but that seems like a really bad idea.
He wants to throw it.
I loved that. He's just like, I'm just going to move around the troll. That's all I do. Tackle doing a thing.
Mighty blow not.
Setting up like this
Mighty Blow is fake skill.
doesn't maximize your blocks on the goblins, but it so far it hasn't mattered. Still two more to
I think
go.
he was going for the surf. No, he would have been one off. Never mind. Now we're getting a 3-die here.
With
And
Palm.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't lose a goblin here, I'll be disappointed.
Will he level up?
Even if this is KO, I would palm it.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you get a level if it works out, and he's probably just going to wake up.
Nope, elects not
I
to.
don't disagree with the KO though. I think either call is fine.
Yeah, it's you can't really. One or the other is fine either way.
Just play style.
And lots of pows.
Nothing. One KO. We just really hope it doesn't come back. Vanity pastime.
It's a poop sweat stench.
We're going
Poops
with
de butt stench from Trogdor de Burpinator.
Oh.
Nope.
And snakes. It's okay. That was for his KO rolls, so he's done good.
Yeah, he baited the ones.
I'm going for the orcs. And that's entirely because Hogstench was from one of the divisions that I did 13 weeks of division reviews for. So,
Orcs win the kick.
and the other division review division that I paid attention to, their representative is already out. He lost to the Sage. So I've got 3 people I need to cheer for these playoffs, and one of them is gone. So
So I believe that's 9 out of 11 orc failures for wake ups.
yep.
Tackle one is just jump up doesn't work on the side.
Yeah, jump up is a fake skill on the side of the lines.
Well,
Is
I mean, that Blitzer has been a fake player. He was out on like turn 4 and then just never came back. From like that Blitzer himself has failed 4 KO recovery rolls like by himself.
Yeah, by himself. It's dumb. He's like, I got my level, boss. I get to stay on the sideline.
No, Shadora's playing his match tomorrow actually. At 10:30 p.m.
You should have
UTC.
put the rookie blitzer. I think you needed that guy.
I will be casting that along with fiction.
Me?
I can believe, right? Yeah.
No, I'm not fiction.
No,
Iron Master.
wrong. No, I'm sorry. I have like 100 people that are. I couldn't remember who was the person who said it wasn't about forgetting voices. It was about forgetting who said they wanted to do it. And I think it was Iron Master, right?
Yep. And I'm gonna want the Necro to win because I just love seeing their disgusting wolves kill everything.
I mean, I want Shadora to win, but I think the smart money is on the Necro to win, but I want Shadora to win.
Yeah. I mean,
What's
have
your
you
list
seen
team?
Al Bundy?
I'll just look it up.
Jumping up is pretty tiring. He's just taking a break.
I don't know if he ever.
Yeah, you know, it
used
really
jump
puts a
up.
lot of back strain on you. You gotta stay on the sidelines and stretch out in the prone position on your back.
Yeah,
I
can't
hear it helps.
can't throw at the back there. Don't want to pull a muscle.
Doris Lizard Man. That's always a fun match.
Downside is he's going against some Necro with ridiculous wolves.
Great
The most disgusting
that
wolves
also.
we've ever seen.
Uber the Nuber. I remember that one. Well, I'd say second, but I'm biased.
If it was like literally any other team, I would feel a lot more confident in Shadora. But like, if there was a team that was designed to murder
Wow,
lizards,
that's cool.
it's Uber.
Cough Fiction's team.
It's Uber's team.
Cough Fiction's team would probably do a little bit better.
That's true, I suppose.
I mean, he has 2 Strength 4 wolves. I mean,
That's
I get
technically
2
enough.
Palm wolves is great, but I mean, ugh.
It's more that the Saurus removals will make such a big difference, and turns out Claw, Mighty Blow, piling on is how you remove Saurus.
Pitch invasion.
Boink.
Oh man.
Ooh. Where's the ball?
Touchback.
Oh, it's wherever it wants to be.
That's
And the thrower's not up.
actually
so-
that's actually kind of good because the thrower would have had a really hard, couldn't have made it to the ball because he's stunned. So now you can kind of give it to whoever.
Give it to
I think
Poops.
you give it to the. Yeah, I guess so.
Or Brick Dart, just because he's one square back. You probably want to run backward. Or, there you go.
Yeah.
Maybe he wants to run forward.
I mean, yeah, you'd consider giving it to the Black Orc if he wasn't on the line because Strength 4 block is kind of good, but you don't want to have him stuck on the line with the ball in case something weird happens.
Plus, he's really slow.
It's not the greatest touchback because of the stuns, but it's better than not a touchback if these stuns happened, because otherwise that ball is just sitting back there for 4. It's going to take that Orc thrower like 4 turns to become relevant now. If there wasn't a touchback, that ball would be there until turn 20.
Yeah, if there wasn't a touchback, I feel like this would have been pretty much just everyone has to run back, and then they hope to go to kicks from the Orcs, and then the Underworld are just trying to grab the ball and score.
I'm just glad they fixed the bug where if you're on offense and you get all your players stunned, you have to wait 2 turns.
Oh, that was horrendous. That happens to you a couple of times, and you lose a game because of it. You get salty.
Yeah, I mean, if that wasn't a touchback, I feel like this game was just over because we have a troll and a goblin capable of just being thrown at that ball, and GG.
Yeah, like I was saying, it's just you were playing to hope to get to kicks, and that's not how you want to play the game.
I mean, we're allowed to go to kicks, I guess, right?
Man.
Superfed's not here, as Chabsy was saying.
Triple pow.
Crunch. There we go.
There you go. It's not on the right Black Orc, but it'll do.
Honestly, this Goblin's taken a lot of hits and kind of deserves getting out on Stunted.
Cthulhu Collector, thanks to the bits. No fancy pop-up because playoffs, but I appreciate it.
And let's throw and have a meteor screen.
This is an important blitz too. We're actually hitting Skaven instead of goblins, but no armor break.
Yeah, really lucky that the Palmer got stunned here, or else that could have been a lot worse.
I don't think he's going to send the goblins after the ball. Just because he'd have no recovery, and then they'd probably maybe get served.
I'm feeling like we're just taking a Claw Mighty Blow hit, either at the Block Bob, or we're going after the Mighty Blow Tackle Blitzer.
I think he goes after the Mind Blow. Just because orange means you only need 1 player for that.
Yep, and that's an exposed player, and it's also tackle.
Access to the ball.
Yeah, it's such a big deal. I think you take that. You absolutely hit that tackle blitzer. If he's removed, it's massive, and even if he's not removed, and just like knocked down, you can easily put players on the ball carrier, and that's a ball carrier with no block, no dodge, nothing. If this blitz goes well, this could be really good for Gdaynick. That's not good.
Oh.
Well, that's why he has rerolls, right?
Yep.
Now the kick is even.
That's
It's,
so very typical for me, right? If this goes well, it'll be really good. Double skulls.
Yep. And KOs right now are as good as Kaz, so
Yeah.
definitely awesome there.
So spent a reroll, but made it good, definitely. You can put the strength 4 guy on the ball carrier as well now, like really easily. And then you can bring the 2 heads goblin kind of around the back to be an extra threat there.
Yeah, it's just kind of making sure he can't try to throw someone really shifty.
Yeah, all of the orcs are marked up now. This is bad for Hogstench.
Honestly, I want the block guard blackwork remarked by Goblin.
There you go.
There you go.
And I ask, and it happens.
Ask and ye shall receive.
It actually just turns out I'm magical, man.
This is bad for Hogstench, to say the least.
You just chuck dice and hope.
I mean, yeah, you can't get an easy block because strength 4. All of the orcs are based. I mean, do you just take the greed hits and then hope that the 3+ dodge goes in your favor?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's no other way to free up that ball, really. Like, I think the best you can do here is just the 3+ dodge and hope, which is such a bad spot to be in.
Yeah, you might actually just 3+ dodge hand off to the thrower.
Yeah.
Because at least the thrower has block and it'll be
It's-
behind somebody.
It's 3+, 2+, 3+ to do that with only 1 reroll left for the entire half.
I like the blitz. Reposition that blackwork somewhat better.
Yep. Well, and if you plan to go for the dodge play, you really need it to work. You need that. You really need it to work, and B, you need to have a reasonable way of defending that thrower afterwards. So repositioning the black orc, I think, is a good idea. Yeah, here we go. Makes the 3+.
He's gonna keep it.
I don't think we're handing off here.
Can't protect that side unless he dodges the blackwork.
He can still do it, but it's
Might.
he can still hand off. He needs to do a GFI to make it a handoff. No, it just goes to the pass.
There you go.
That was a 3+, 3+, and if you did the GFI handoff, it's at 2+, 3+.
Yeah.
So the
Definitely better to do the GFIs, but he wanted to make a screen.
Did get
casual uphill into double pow. I mean, it's
I feel like the uphill is a good choice.
oh, the uphill is definitely a good choice. It's uphill against no block when you do have block, but you always get double pows when you don't need them, right?
I would probably dodge this lineman to mark that troll now.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have taken the uphill as well for sure. It's just funny that you happen to get double pows when you don't need them.
Oh, that was a bad choice there.
I don't like that reroll.
It was the only guy who could hit the ball reliably, but still, it's already.
Yeah, I felt it was better to force the dodge out of him.
And then he leaves the lineman on third.
Oh, there's 0 rerolls left.
Yes.
I feel like we're just taking the hit on the Palmer, and then we're going to just blitz the guard blackwork and mark the ball again.
Yeah, that's an easy. That's a 2 die with block against a no block. It's an easy blitz to take. Finds the POW on the blitzer. Uh-oh.
I wouldn't even follow this up.
Good as
But
dead.
you know what? That's a KO.
And that's the blitzer. Like, yeah, Hogstench has the ball, but he's down so many players now. This is not good for the Orcs. It's still doable, certainly, if he plays this really well or gets lucky, but it's not a good situation to be in.
Yep, and now we're bringing the troll back into the play, which is definitely good for Gdaynick, that he's not really stupiding a lot.
Yeah, well, every orc is based. Most of the Underworld are based, but they care a lot less about that than the orcs do. That's a big stun. Or KO, never mind. That's a big KO.
Man, just the KOs are coming out on force, and Hogstench is just having to eat them.
Can't do anything at this point. And now the Underworld feel a lot more comfortable just sort of basing people and keeping them stuck because they have such a player advantage now. They don't really care if they're giving up blocks. This is not looking nice for Hogstench. These are such big
I feel
kills.
like Gdaynick's just going to be dodging out a lot of players and limiting the amount of hits he's getting.
Well, I feel like he doesn't need to limit the amount of hits he gets, right? You have so many extra players. It's okay if you lose a goblin or two at this point to stop those black orcs from ever moving ever again. While you use the strength 4 Skaven and the claw mighty blow palm Skaven to chase after the ball carrier repeatedly, it's not like he's going to get away. He's a thrower, and you're Skaven. You have 3 players chasing after his 2 while you keep everybody else based up forever. And
my argument more was that he could screen off just a bit better with the 2-heads goblin just in front, too, because then he can't blitz away the goblin and then keep going forward.
Yep.
Because I don't inherently hate going all mans.
Yeah.
It's just, I felt like there was different ways to do it.
Well, I feel like you're blitzing yourself free as Hogstench here. And
pretty much, you blitz and then go down.
You blitz and you go down, you block the goblin with the black orc, and really, really, really hope that you get a removal of some kind. Whether it be like a stun or a KO or whatever, just so you can have that black orc free next turn to help. And then probably dodge out with the lineman just to see if you can help screen off or cover your ball carrier a bit.
Alternatively, there's a really bad play here that you could just use your lineman to hit that goblin you did, and then you go for a pass and then just try to potato down.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Finds the POW, so
Great.
Off we go, I guess. But no matter what you do, you're not going to get out of range of Skaven.
The point is not to get out of range. The point is more to just make it a lot of turns for him to try to pick up the ball and go to kicks.
Yep. You're just trying to save yourself at this point. But it's so hard to do that against movement 7. Even if you like potato really far and then just like huck it downfield, it's still not that much of an ask for Skaven to grab it and run up the field in a few turns when there are so few players left.
Then you block the black orc, try to dodge cut the line.
Yep. Now we hit this goblin with this black orc. Yep. And you are praying for a stun or anything at this point on this goblin, because that would be a really big deal. Nope.
Nope, invincible.
James,
we know that he can't throw. The play was to use the lineman in the back and dodge and hit, so he could throw.
Yeah, you use this guy.
Dodge the back lineman first. It's kind of in an okay position. Yeah.
There we go. And that's scary, but I mean, I like it.
No, it's pretty necessary because now he actually has a screen and it's forcing some dice at least.
Yeah, it's just so scary to be like, hey, look, claw mighty blow palm guy, have a player, but you really need to right now.
So the play I see is that you're gonna actually move a goblin up, face the carrier, and then you use your Skaven thrower to hit him.
Clap, clap, clap. Tentacles, casual black arc dodge. Succeeds in the tentacles, fails the dodge, as expected.
Rolls 2 6s on armor.
Death floor, death floor, death floor. Okay. This is a pretty easy shot at the ball for Gdaynick right now. Stand up the wrestler, and you can hit this. Hit the lineman. You mark the ball carrier with the goblin, and then you can blitz him with the other Skaven blitzer. And then you have the downed goblin for ball recovery. Or he's on an orc, but you have 2 other players that are the 2-heads goblin and the strength 4 Skaven are reasonably mobile and nice and free.
Definitely a nice play there. It's just, man, all the KOs came out in force.
Yeah, unfortunately for Hogstench, but especially since none of them ever came back. It's just so bad.
Yeah, I feel like if he actually had all his players, he wouldn't have gotten snowballed this hard.
More removals. That's not even Mighty
Also-
Blow. That's just casual
Yeah, I was about
armor
to say,
9 break.
Turns out Claw Mighty Blow wasn't the real remover here. It's just good dice.
Gerzoot, thanks to the follow. And here we go. Here's the 2-die on the ball. Double skull.
Quad skull.
Commits the
Let's see.
reroll. Just pushes.
You know, pushes isn't even like a deal breaker here.
No, I mean, that's fine, but as Hogstench, that's about, like, the second best it could have been. I mean, the best is quad skulls, but not losing the control of the ball and eating your opponent's reroll.
Now there's 0 rerolls. Mad.
I would actually pile on this. Mostly because he could have got another KO.
Nah, nobody's knocking out poops.
No, you can't. As there's nothing you can do as Hogstench right now. They're like, yeah, you still have the ball, but what do? You have 3 orcs on the field, 4 orcs on the field, 4 orcs in the field, and they can't do anything. You can't.
You just keep rolling dice until, or actually, you punt. This is where you punt. I feel like you have to roll a 5+, 3+, and then just run down as far as you can and punch it to the end zone. Or you try throwing it to your lineman on the other side of the pitch.
And then you throw the ball out of bounds and hope it scatters onto the end zone. That's what you wish. But alas, he's too far.
The cascade of removals has not gone the way of Hogstench here. Throws the 1-die with a blitz. Well, there's a removal. Too little, too late, though. Certainly.
You go hide in this corner over here, and he's almost out of range, but not quite.
Long bomb. Long bomb.
I mean, we're gonna see it. If nothing
You'll see
else,
the
it's
attempt.
for the kicks.
I want nothing more at this point than for Hogstench to roll about 12 sixes in a row
Reception.
and pull off this
Solid
stupid
score.
long bomb. Nope.
Aw. Can't always get what you want. Cues here.
I wanted nothing more in life than for that to happen, but alas, it is not to be.
I mean, he missed the good intercept roll because the 5 would have been inaccurate, I feel. I think. I'm not certain.
That is very likely game. We had an easy block on this thrower, and then the Underworld can grab hold of this ball without too much difficulty whatsoever, and then they have several turns to move.
Yeah, is there
14
anyone we
squares.
actually want to score on? As bad as this sounds, but we have a chance to actually just put the ball on one person and score with it.
Yep. Especially since the thrower is gone now too. No, it's just a stun.
Now you just get to pick who levels.
Yeah, I
I mean,
mean,
there's a goblin that can pick it up. That's right next to the ball.
Score with the troll. That'd be fun.
Goblin can level.
The troll could level off that.
I think we'd take. I mean, I would try with the goblin. That's another 2 heads goblin you could have.
Yeah, but what if he gets a block troll or a strength 6 troll
Or just guard.
Sure, Hand's doing a thing.
Scary.
I mean, leveling goblins is normally bloat on goblin teams, but it turns out 2 head goblins are worth the extra TV. I think. Double
Oh,
skulls.
there's more double
There it
skulls. I'm calling you casual death. Oh no, no.
Wow.
Though, is there a blitz on the ball carrier?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is. He just has to do a dodge, or 2 dodges.
Yeah.
Dodge at 2 GS5.
3+3+2+2 to 1-die without block.
And I bet you it'll be the foul appearance that fails. So you forgot adding 1 more 2+.
Or he'll roll a 6 on the foul appearance. Skull.
There's the first one. There's the second one. Dodge. 2+2+. Skull.
It's exact. I called it.
No, you called the foul appearance.
No, he literally
Would've been-
called it.
Would have been.
He called 6 on the foul appearance and then the skull. I called the foul appearance failing. That is
Would have
just
potentially
classic.
been a pal, and then nope, just the skull. There you go.
Well,
So sad.
that was about the best he could have done, and it almost worked.
Just mixes up the dice log.
now he just kind of walks away and wins it.
Now he fouls with the thrower for spite.
I mean,
Oh yeah, you got to get the thrower fouled on this team.
But yeah, now that both of the orcs on this half of the field are on their butt, just go to the other side and pick who you want to score. Or I guess you can just score with the thrower if you want. Eventually it'll make it to legend. Or die.
those are the only two options, yes.
It could be fired.
I mean, I considered...
Technically not die.
I considered, you know...
It's like a technicality.
Becoming glue
we're not
counts as
considering.
firing.
We're not considering just stalling out.
Why would you stall for
You
3
just
turns?
totally
You could,
stall
you could
till
just
turn
farm
point four.
SPP.
I have to go to bed, man. I can't stall forever. It's 7 minutes.
You keep waiting your 4 minutes, and you get under their skin,
It's
and then you get the concede win.
it's 7 minutes
Obviously
past
how
my
it goes.
bedtime, man. I can't have this stall for 3 more turns.
Well, you see, he's gunning for these black orcs, man,
Yeah.
until they're gone.
I mean, why not? What else are you gonna do at this point?
Take his playoff dreams and his team.
There's no... You are 100% winning the game here. There is literally nothing the orcs can do. They cannot even reach the ball, and you are 1 square away. Like, you just take hits. Like, why not? There's literally nothing that can stop you from winning right now. It is not possible for Gdaynick to lose.
Though I would feel really bad if something died here just because he's taking all these green blocks.
I mean, he could forget that it's turn 24 and just not score.
But it's not even turn
Someone
24.
did do that before.
It's turn 22. And that was turn 8 that I forgot to score on. Thank you very much.
Oh, you did it too. I was talking about somebody else.
Oh, I've done it, yeah. I tied a game instead of winning because I forgot to score on turn 8.
I've done it, but I won the game after doing it.
Boink.
Probably done it, but I don't remember doing it.
Not even rewarded with the casualty SPP at the end, just a KO.
I like how there's just the casual lineman in the corner over there
He was
that everyone forgot about.
no, well, he was there to try to receive the long bomb last turn. It just didn't work.
Oh, I know,
It's
but
close from a
he just
touchdown.
hasn't been moved since.
He's just pouting.
He's like, I'm still waiting.
That
Where's
damn
the ball,
Thorpe had
coach?
done his job, man. Like, what do you want?
Oh, he's going to protect him.
All right, well,
I like that.
I mean, you still have 3 turns. The orcs can't reach you. Might as well take another greed block.
So
Yeah, I like your style, Gdaynick. Take the greed block on the lineman.
in before skulls into death.
I mean, the best part is it's not even like a really valuable person to blitz with. It would be more valuable just to hit with the Claw Mighty Blow Blitzer and try to get SPP on him instead of going for Legend.
More SPP, more better. No. Pylon. Huh.
Injury.
Yep.
Finale.
Well, that's a beaten up orc team. Although I don't think any of those are actually perms. We get badly hurt. Badly hurt and badly hurt. And there we go. 2-1. Victory for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Goblins in the round of 64 versus Hogstench.